November has arrived. Can you believe that? My God, what a blessing to be alive. November the 2nd. My goodness, what a blessing. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody on the call today. Miss Belinda Batiste, good morning, dear. I like that blue on you, look beautiful. Miss Anna, you're welcome, dear. Miss Anna in Texas, good morning, good morning. Queen V of New York City, thank you for being on the call. Miss Caroline Baker, thank you so much. Mr. Bill Bailey, good morning, sir. Mr. Daryl Ranson, good morning, sir. Joyce Brewer, awesome, good morning, good morning, good morning. Miss Castro down in Phoenix, thank you so much. Miss Kathleen Williams, good morning, good morning. Sensational in Florida, hello there, there you are. All right, there we go. All right, Mr. Brian Baker, Regional Director out of Las Vegas here. Good morning, sir. Mr. Marvin Carter, Regional Director out of Fresno. Good morning, sir. Wow, look at this. Mr. Robinson, part of the bakery organization. Good morning. Zoe, good morning, part of the bakery organization. Ms. Konohara over in Japan. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. Good seeing you. Or good evening, excuse me. Mr. Julian Lewis, Regional Director out of San Diego. Good morning, sir. Mr. Payon in Japan. Good morning, sir. Mr. Carter, Casey Carter, good morning, sir. There you are. There you go. Ms. Pat Robinson, good morning as well. Ms. Jill Murphy, good morning, dear, in Chicago. Frank and Patricia Bowman out of Elk Grove, California. Thank you so much. Ms. Melissa Vaughn, good morning. Marie, good morning in San Diego. Ms. Kimberly Garcia, good morning. Mr. Ismail, good morning, sir. And also Ms. Jones, part of the crew out in South Carolina. Eileen, good seeing you in San Diego. Good morning. Mr. Ryan Swallow out in Sacramento. Good morning, sir. Mr. Freddie Sherman, good morning. Michelle, good morning. Mr. Harrison Mills, good morning. Miss Marcia Carter out of Fresno, good morning. Miss Walker, good morning. Mr. Hussein Ismail, Regional Director. I know he's on to hear his lovely wife speak. I can't wait as well, sir. Ms. Gail Wiggins, good morning to you. And Mr. Dwight Williams, our guest speaker on this coming week, this coming Wednesday, every Wednesday in the month of November. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much out there in Houston, Texas. Hey, I want to thank everybody on the call today. As you know, think about it, less than 60 days, this year is gone. So here again, I just want to make sure everybody pays attention to everything they need to pay attention to build your business through the holidays. Don't take the pedal off the metal. Just keep going. It's the best time than ever. And Mr. Richard, Regional Director over in the UK. Good morning, sir. Wow. Well, listen, we got a great call lined up. This young lady, you've heard her before on our calls. She's going to be featured every Monday in the month. That's right. Every Monday in this month. Every Monday in the month of November, she's going to be bringing it every Monday. Let me just talk from my heart about this young lady. Met her and her husband about a year and a half ago. They came down through Vegas, and their upline regional director, the Kings, had introduced me to them and said, look, you got to meet this couple. They're amazing. And we met at Starbucks on Las Vegas Boulevard and fell in love with them. We were going to have a quick 20-minute conversation. It turned out a couple hours later, we're still there talking to each other. We fell in love with each other. And I tell you what, this is a great couple. This young lady went to college, did everything right, dotted the I's, crossed the T's, came out 26 years old, young, and started her own business. And all of a sudden, as you know, the economy changed. Before the economy changed, she changed and shifted and said, listen, I need to get some residual based income. Her husband, they flip gas stations for a living. They said, look, we want to one day slow down eventually while we're still young and have a start a family. And they said, we see the opportunity in ACN. They got started right away. As they say in England, straight away. And built a great organization. And you've heard on the conference call, she's just a great, great sponge of a coach, takes everything in and learns and runs with it. And don't ask questions. She's amazing. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to listen, what should I say? One of the upcoming new regional vice presidents, let's put it that way. Put that title on her right now, because she's poised to make that happen early part of 2021. Without further ado, Miss Natasha Ismail. Let's give her a hand, everybody. Hey, hey.
Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Got to do it right, like Mr. Thomas. So first of all, before I get started, I want to thank you, Mr. Thomas, so much. And not just for giving me this opportunity to speak on the call, but just for everything that you do. And there's a lot of behind the scenes things that you do that people don't know about. There's always going to be things that you do for everyone that nobody's ever going to know about. And that's what makes you you. Because you're the type of leader that you don't look for the recognition, you don't care, you want to help everyone. And that's the true definition of a servant leader. So I want to thank you, Mr. Thomas, for that. And thank you for saying yes to meeting us at that Starbucks in Las Vegas for a 20-minute appointment. that turned into 2 hours and 45 minutes. So we love you, Mr. Thomas. Thank you.
Thank you.
So good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Allergies are really bad. So I saw Miss Batiste before we got started, just like dancing and singing and just having the best time. And I loved it. I loved it. I was over here dancing with her and she didn't even know it. So thank you, Miss Batiste, for doing that. Now, I'm going to talk about something today that everybody has. Everybody has it in some way, shape, or form. And we wish we didn't have them. Okay? And no, I'm not talking about your spouse. I'm not talking about your kids. So if you think you can guess what we're going to talk about, go ahead and type it in the chat. And I want to see if somebody guesses this. Everybody has them. And we just wish that we never had them. No, it's not your spouse, not your dogs, not your kids, not your pets, your habits, distractions, thoughts, bills, fear, bills, I hear that, but we get paid on them. Self-doubts, okay, good. Bad habits, okay. Fear, okay. Difficulties, okay. All right. So we're going to talk about problems. Problems. Everybody has them. Especially this year has just been ridiculous. It's been insane. We don't know what's happening and we feel like we have so many problems. But why do we always look at problems as a bad thing? We always want to blame someone for our problems. We always want to not take the responsibility of it just because it's easier. And by blaming somebody else for our problems, we feel like we don't have responsibility for them. When in reality, something that we have done has created that situation. So I'm going to give everyone the definition of a problem. Okay, so this is the Webster definition of a problem. So get your notebooks because you're going to need them today. Okay, now the definition of problems: a matter or situation regarded as unwelcome or harmful, a matter or situation regarded as unwelcome or harmful and needing to be dealt with and overcome. So I'm going to read that one more time. A matter or situation regarded as unwelcome or harmful and needing to be dealt with and overcome. So now that everybody has that definition down and you're taking notes, I want everybody to write down at least one problem that you consider a problem. Write it down. Just write it down. It doesn't have to be a big paragraph or a novel because nobody's going to read it but you. So just write down something that's just you feel is a situation that's unwelcome for yourself. And now right next to it or right under it, I want you to write down who you blame for that situation. Who is that person? Are you somewhere in your business that you don't want to be and you blame somebody else for it? Is there something going on in your life that you blame somebody for and you say, hey, if this person wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't be here right now. If this person would have done this, I wouldn't be here right now. So I want you to write that down. And like I said, a lot of times we want to blame other people for our problems, for the negative stuff that's going on in our life, because we don't want to take responsibility for our own life. We don't want to make decisions on our own because that means we have to own them. We don't want to have that responsibility and that weight on our shoulders because we know then whatever the outcome is because of us. So now I want you to look at the piece of paper and I want you to look at that name that you wrote down other than yourself. And I want you to ask yourself, what about the good things that this person did? And before you go crazy on me and say, what do you mean the good things, right? What do you mean the good things? Look, if you're going to blame somebody for all the bad things they've done, then learn to blame them for the good things that come out of it. Because I guarantee you that there are things, that exact problem that you wrote down, I guarantee you if that person was not there, or if that person wasn't in your life, or if that person wouldn't have helped you, assisted you in creating that situation or problem, you wouldn't be the person you are right now. You would not be where you're at if it wasn't for that person assisting in creating that problem. Let me give you an example. So we can talk about a boy that grows up without the love of his father. But do you think when he grows up, he's probably going to be one of the best fathers because he wants to give his son or daughter everything that he never got? So he can blame his dad. He can say, hey, he was never there for me growing up. He never loved me. He never taught me how to ride a bike. I had to read about it and I still couldn't learn because Mr. Thomas says you can't learn how to ride a bike by reading about it. You got to do it, right? So he can blame his dad for all those things. But then when he has a family and he's the most loving father, do you think that it crosses his mind to blame his father for that? It doesn't. Because usually we want to blame other people just for the bad stuff and not for the good stuff that comes out of it. So write this down. If you're going to blame somebody for the bad with your head, blame somebody for the good with your heart. If you're going to blame somebody for the bad with your head, blame somebody for the good with your heart. Because it's a two-way street. It's like a rose. Roses have thorns. So do problems. Problems have good solutions, or problems have good things about them. Problems have bad things about them. Another example. Let's say when you first get started in ACN or in any home-based business, right? When you ask your upline a question, okay? You have a customer waiting, they have a question and you need it answered like right now, like yesterday, okay? You needed it answered yesterday. So you go to your upline and say, hey, could you help me out? I need this, this, and this. And they say, oh yeah, go to your back office. How many of us have gone through that and you totally get upset? You want to throw stuff at, what do you mean go to my back office? What? Like, you're supposed to help me. You're supposed to answer my question, right? So we want to blame them for all the bad stuff. We want to blame them for if our customer's not on time, if we don't get the information we need ASAP. Oh, you're supposed to be helping me. You're supposed to tell me exactly what I need to know. So that's thinking with our head. Now let's look at the other side of the spectrum. Let's look at it with our heart for a second. At the end, let's say you go to your back office. You go to your back office, you look for everything, you find whatever it is that you're looking for. And so what happens after the situation is done? Miss Melissa's laughing because she knows. Look, what happens after the situation's done? You became more knowledgeable, right? Number two, you became a little bit more independent because now you know where to find it. So if somebody on your team comes up to you, where do I, back office. You're going to do the same thing to them. Same thing. We're independent business owners. So why would we feel the need for them to baby us in everything? No, this is not a dependent business owner. This is an independent business owner. Independent. So we look at it as a problem. We look at it as, look, they're not helping me solve what I need, but we're not looking at the other side. We're not looking at, hey, they're helping me learn. They're helping me be independent. We only look at the bad side of problems. And we only want to blame people for our problems. We have to blame them for helping us get to that point, get to that problem so that we can become the person we're supposed to be. Because look, without the exact people, all of the problems that you've gone through, every single thing, whether it's spouses, whether it's divorce, whether it's sibling rivalry, because that always happens, whatever it is, without that exact person at the exact timing in your life that you had that problem, you would not be here right now. Who even knows if you'd be in this company? Who knows where you'd be? But you wouldn't be the person that you're meant to be today. And the problems you currently have, let me tell you something. You won't be the person you're meant to be tomorrow if you don't go through them. You won't be the person next month. You won't be the person in 2 months or next year to go where we're going without those exact problems. And sometimes Listen to this. Sometimes our biggest problem is that we think we shouldn't have any. That's a line to write down. I don't know who caught that, but that line's for somebody. Our biggest problem is that we think we shouldn't have any. Our biggest problem is that we think we shouldn't have any. What makes us think we don't deserve problems? We don't deserve to grow. We don't deserve to get sculpted. What makes us think that? Now, I have a clip. For those of you that have been with me in the past months, you remember the teacup story, right? So I might cover that maybe another week. But for those of you that remember the teacup story, you have to go through exactly what it is that you're going through to come out a beautiful teacup on the other side. And for those of you that haven't heard it, I'll explain it, don't worry. So I have a quick clip that I want Mr. Clemens to play, and I want everybody to pay very, 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 very close attention to it. So Mr. Clemens, if you could roll that tape for me, please.
You can write everything down if you want to. Be brave enough to write every one of your goals down. But I'm going to tell you something. Life's going to hit you in your mouth, and you got to do me a huge favor. Your why has to be greater than that knockdown. And I love it. Buster Douglas got knocked out. Nobody ever got knocked out by Mike Tyson and ever got back up. It was almost a 10 count. He was stumbling. They were 4, 3, 2, 1, and ding, 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 saved by the bell. He goes to his corner. The whole world is like, yep, that's it. Once he comes back out, that's it. Mike's going to just hammer him. And exactly that. Mike Tyson came out like, I got him. I got this kid up against the rope. Listen to me, many of you right now, life's got you up against the rope. You can't give up. You can't give in. Listen to me, if it was easy, everybody would do it. And if life's got you backed up, I need you to do what Buster Douglas did. Buster Douglas started fighting back. The world was shocked. Goliath has been knocked down. What happened? And they went to Buster Douglas and they asked Buster Douglas simply like, what happened? And Buster Douglas said, listen to me, it's real simple. Before my mother died, she told the whole world that I was going to beat Mike Tyson. And 2 days before the fight, my mother died. Buster Douglas had a decision to make. When his mother died, he could die with his mother, or he made a decision, I can wake up and I can live for mom. And he knocked Mike Tyson out simply because his why was greater than that punch. His why was greater than defeat. His why was greater than his trial and his tribulation. And I'm telling you, if you don't know what your why is and your why isn't strong, you're going to get knocked out every single day.
That is one of my favorite videos. One of my favorite. Anytime I have a problem, that's one of the go-to videos. And you can see why. Look, problems are life's punches. Problems are life's punches. So a lot of us right now, we're against the rope. I want you right now, if you need to close your eyes, Mr. Sherman, don't close your eyes because I see you're driving. And my husband, please do not close your eyes because you're driving. But everybody that can close your eyes right now, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine a boxing ring. And in the far right corner, I want you to imagine yourself in that ring. Now I want you to imagine somebody coming at you, somebody's punching you, somebody is beating you down to the ground. You're against that rope. You're getting beat. You're having problem after problem after problem. You have situation after situation. You think one thing is over and another one is coming right up behind it. You get a hook, you get a jab, you get a hook, and you're just letting life beat you. You're letting it beat you. Now I want you to open your eyes. Now imagine when you're watching a boxing match and you see somebody in the same position, you see somebody in the far right corner up against the rope, he's getting his butt kicked. What do you yell at the TV screen? Move, move. Miss Joyce Brewer, no, she started laughing. Move. Why are you still there? What do we yell at them? A scene from Rocky. Look, let me tell you, when I watch Rocky and he's up against that rope, what do I yell at him? Move, move, move. Why are you still there? So why do we still feel like, why do we have to take it? Why are you still in that corner? Why are you letting life beat you down? That's its job. That's its job. But are you going to give up and are you just going to lay out on the floor and let them ring the bell and you're done? No. What are you going to yell to yourself when you're in that corner? Move. Yell it to the screen right now. I don't care how it looks or who's listening. Move. What are you going to yell? Move. Every single time you feel like you're in a corner up against the rope, you need to yell, move. Yell it out loud. I don't care. Move. You don't have to stay there. That's not where you're meant to be. Last night on the call, the Aikens did so amazing. One thing that he said that stuck with me, he said, you were ordained to win. That, I just got the chills even saying that word, ordained. You are ordained to win. So why would you feel that standing in the corner of the ring, getting beaten up by life, even if you're covering yourself, you're still going to come out with bruises. But you need to come out of that ring and you need to go after life. Go punch life back. Go get after it. Why are you going to let it control you? Why are you still standing in the corner? Why are you watching yourself get beaten up by life? You got to move. Problems are there to make us grow. They're sculpting us into exactly who we need to be at the exact time that we need to be it. But so many of us, we want to fight our problems. We want to fight our problems. And yes, you're going to fight your problems, but guess what? Don't wish that they never happened because you need those problems. You can fight back or you can feel bad that you're going through something, throw yourself a pity party, build a bridge, and then get over it. Because guess what? How long are you going to stay in that corner? How long are you going to stay against the rope? How long are you going to watch yourself? Anytime you feel like that, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine that boxing ring with you in it. You can have the cutest outfit on, you can have gloves, all of that stuff. But picture yourself in the corner up against the rope and you're getting beaten up. What would you tell yourself if you were watching a boxing match? What would you tell yourself? Let me hear it. What are you going to say? Move. Move. That's all you got to say. Look, if everything was perfect, what would be the point? What would be the point? Greg Provenzano says you never want to see a flat line in life or in your business because that means nothing's happening. You don't want a flat line. You need the ups and downs because without the ups, you don't know the downs. Without the downs, you don't know the ups. If everything was perfect all the time, can you please tell me how that SVP speech would go? Please just tell me. Oh, I want to thank everyone. Everybody became my customer. I got CQ right away. Nobody said no to me. Everybody joined my team that I talked to and I had no problems and I made it. Thank you guys so much. Or the person that gets up there, look, when I started, I didn't even have the money to start. I sold jewelry to get started. I sold my Xbox to get started. I sold my car to get started. I had to eat tuna out of a can for weeks and weeks and months and nobody knew about it. I was showing up to meetings with clothes that I had to keep on wearing because I didn't have any more to wear at the meeting. I had to wear shoes that had holes in them and I couldn't stand up until the meeting was over because I didn't want anybody to see the holes in my shoes. I was driving a car where it looked like the Flintstones that you could see the bottom of the road when I was driving because there was a hole in it. Nobody supported me in the beginning. Nobody became my customer. People said no. I got hundreds and hundreds of no's. I felt like quitting. I felt like giving up. I was up against the rope and then I told myself, move. I said, move. Which SVP are you going to clap for more? The first one or the second one? The second one. Because without problems, there's no legends. Without problems, there's no champions. That's what makes a champion. That's what makes a legend is the problems that they go through. You guys know I talk about Rocky all the time. If he didn't go through what he did, do you really think they would have built a statue for him? No. Every time he was down, he kept getting back up. And we know that quote. that life's going to knock you down. And it's not about how many times you get hit. It's about how many times you could get hit and keep moving forward. That's how you win, because you keep getting up. Let me tell you a story. There was this guy in a village, and he had a donkey. That was his pet of choice. He had a donkey. He loved this donkey to death. And they were walking one day, and he falls into a hole. And he tries to get him out, and he tries and tries. He calls for help. Nobody comes to help him. And he says, you know what? I'm just going to have to bury him alive. I'm just going to have to bury him alive. He was facing a problem. He couldn't get his donkey out of the pit. So he started digging, and he started shoveling dirt into it. And you hear the donkey making noises, making sounds. And then he saw something, and even the guy was astonished. He said, what is he doing? What is my donkey doing? Every shovel of dirt that he was throwing in there, it would fall on the donkey's back, and he would shake it off, and then he would step on it. Another shovel, shake it off, and then step on it. Another shovel, shake it off. Everybody shake it off, do it, come on, shake it off, and then step on it. And doing that shovel by shovel, he used the dirt. He used his problem. He used his problem. Come on, this is for somebody. He used his problem to get out of the pit. He stood up on his problems. He used it. He got out of the pit. He used his problems as his platform to step on, to get out of it. How many of you are going to use your problems as your platforms now? How many of you, when something comes up, you're going to have that, oh, wait, Natasha talked to me about this on Monday. Because this is a mindset for the whole, this should probably take you to the whole month, but we're going to give you the whole week, okay? So when you get a problem, you're going to look at it differently. You got to learn to use your problems and not let your problems use you. Write that down. Learn how to use your problems and not let your problems use you. Because the enemy, whatever you believe in, something's going to come after you. And it only comes after the people that have a big purpose. Use your problem to get to your purpose. Your problem, out of your problem comes your purpose. How many people do we know that were domestically abused and they go on to create a shelter? How many of us know that they went through something and that's the exact same thing that became their purpose in life? Look at Tony Robbins. What happened to him? His parents, they didn't get along. The mom would get drunk. She would beat him up. She would pour soap down his throat. And he was just a kid. And that became his purpose. Out of your problem comes your purpose. But if you look at your problem as a problem and not as your blessing, then you're not going to get your purpose. Your best audience that you can teach is exactly the people that used to be you 5 or 10 years ago, the people that went through what you went through, the people that are going through what you went through, that are going through what you're going through. So why do we look at our problems as problems, and why do we want to blame everybody else for the problems? Take responsibility for it. They're yours. Something that you did created it. Look, get something out of it. Use it as a platform. Oprah, everything that she went through, now look at her. That's her purpose. I can name so many people. Michelle Obama. I watched her documentary this weekend, Becoming. Let me tell you, ladies, you need to watch it, okay? But she used everything that she went through as a platform. Why can you not use your problem as a platform? Because we're not thinking. We're not thinking that way. We get so many calls. We get so much leadership. But if our thinking doesn't change, nothing is going to change. You have the ability to turn your problems into your passion. You can turn your problems into progress. You can turn your problems into your purpose. You can turn your problems into your power. But all our problems is preparation. They're just preparation. They're preparing us. You get an IBO that signs up, you're super happy, and then they quit and you just want to cuss everybody out. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Miss Batiste, you know, Miss Pat, you know, I see you too. That's just, it's a test. It's a practice test. Since I'm giving you all the P's, all right, I'm going to give you 7 P's of problems. So write this down. 7 P's of problems. Now, the first one is punches. Problems are life's punches. And we know that. You're going to keep getting them. In a boxing ring, just think about it. They throw hundreds and hundreds of punches in one game. So what makes you think that you can't get a couple punches during a month? Number 2, your problems create progress. They help you progress. They help you get to where you need to get to. They help you grow into who you need to be in order to get to where you want to go. Number 2 is they create progress. Number 3, use your problems as your platform. Think about the donkey story. If you need a shake, I gave you guys a couple tips today, okay? Every time you feel something, you shake, and then you step over it, okay? And what's the first one? What are you going to tell life when you're in the corner? Move. You can have attitude with it too. Move. You don't have to be nice. You don't have to be nice. All right, so number 3, use it as your platform, okay? Number 4, your problems lead to your purpose. Purpose. Out of your problems will come your purpose. You just got to start thinking that way. You got to start thinking, what is life trying to teach me right now? And how is this a part of my journey? There's so many people. There's been people that have lost family members, lost children. They have lost spouses, or they've gone through so many things with them. But look, there's a reason. Out of that is going to be your purpose, because guess what? You know how it feels. You know how to talk to people that have been through that because you've been through that. And nobody else can help them with it except you. Only you. So number 1, punches. Number 2, progress. Number 3, platform. Number 4, purpose. Number 5 is passion. Out of your problems comes your passion. Turn it into a passion. Something that you're passionate about is something that you love doing. We say that, we hear this all the time. Even if you weren't getting paid for it, you'd still do it. What are you passionate about? Because with that, you're going to be able to help people. You get to help people that have gone through what you've gone through in exactly the way that you can help them and nobody else. Now, number 6 is power. Turn your problems into your power. Just like we saw Mrs. Driscoll when she showed us Wonder Woman, all of this stuff, she used the problems as her power. Turn your problems into power. Use those as fuel. When somebody says no to you, use it as fuel. Say, you know what? I'm going to show you were wrong. That's it. You don't have to tell them. You don't have to tell them to their face, but you can think it. You can think it. You can say, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to add you to that list. That's it. Use it as your power. And number 7, preparation. Your problems are your preparation. Before you cook a meal, I hate cutting the vegetables. I got to prepare for it. And I see those as a problem. But what's the outcome? Delicious. Delicious outcome. But you got to go through the preparation. So use your problems as preparation. Just know that it's not going to last. Nothing bad ever does. It's all in our head. How long we want to keep going through it. Who wants a bonus one? I feel like giving a bonus one. Who wants a bonus one? All right. Miss Pat's like, I'll take a bonus one. Bonus. Okay. Bonus one is problem is a practice test. Your problem is a practice test. Just like I said, when somebody says yes, and when they're going to sign up, and they sign up and then they join the witness protection program and you can never find them again, or they got abducted by aliens, whatever you want to say, that's a practice test. The universe is checking, let me test them out. Let me see if they're really ready. Let me see if they're ready to tell me or ready to do what they told me they're going to do. Let me see. Or when you get a customer and something just doesn't work out. Or when somebody signs up, they get 2 services. You need 1 more service and they don't get that 1 more service. It's a practice test. How do you handle it? How do you handle it as a CQ or as an ETL? How would a regional director handle it? And then the regional directors think, well, how would a regional vice president handle it? And then the regional vice president says, well, wait, how would a senior vice president handle it? Because I guarantee you, when you look at Mr. Thomas and you look at other leaders, you will notice that there's a difference in the way that they handle their problems. There's a difference. And they say before you can have something, you have to become that. How many of us have actually written down a list of what it looks like to be a senior vice president for you and by what you've seen? How many of you have made a list? Okay, I need to have integrity. I need to be enthusiastic. I need to be honest. I need to be a servant leader. I need to be calm, cool, and collected, even though it's really, really hard. I need to look at problems as progress. How many of us have made a list like that? How are we supposed to get there if we don't make a list and if we don't look at it? So every time we have a problem, we can say, wait, but a senior vice president wouldn't do it like that. Wait, but a senior vice president would move. Wait, but. Because before you can get there, you have to understand it. And you have to act as if. But if you don't know how to act, how are you going to act as if to get there? Your problem is perfectly made for you. It's at the exact moment that you need it. It is your problem, and that's what makes it beautiful and special. It's yours. Every single problem you've gone through in life has prepared you for this moment. Do you know how many people haven't made it to 2020? How many people aren't going to make it to 2021 and you're still here? And what do I say? If you're not dead, you're not done. There's still something there. Look, you might feel discouraged. You might feel like the world is collapsing around you. You might feel like there's nowhere to go. You might feel like you're not having any progress. You're having one problem after another. Things just aren't going your way. You're seeing all these people get promotions and you're still at the same position. It's preparing you. Because think about it to yourself. If I was an executive team leader, would I be able to handle it? If I was a regional director, would I be able to handle it? If I was an RVP, would I be able to handle everything that comes with it? All the hard work, all of the dedication, all of the commitment, would I be able to handle it? And if the answer is no, then you know exactly why you're not getting promoted. Even if it's not a conscious thought, it's a subconscious thought that's holding you back. So one tip I would give too is make that list of what the next position looks like and how you have to act at that position. And look at it every single day and try to mold your habits into that. Because without that, you're not going to get there. And just remember that your problems aren't bigger than your purpose. And within your problems lies your purpose. So with that, Mr. Thomas, thank you so much for having me on. And I'll hand it back to you.
Wow. Hold on a second. I'm still taking notes on that last part. How the hell he must be. Okay. Hold on.
I can say it again for everyone.
Yeah, I got it. I'm writing a little slow, but I got it. Thank you. Wow. I've got 5 pages. This was amazing. And I love the donkey story. Every time I hear that, I love how that was amazing. And I also love the 7 Ps. And then everybody, did you notice what she did? She made us beg for the bonus one. See, that's a true leader, thinking outside the box. Here's this. I'm gonna give you a little extra. Can we show her some love? That was amazing. Can we? Come on, everybody. Let's show Miss Ismail. Wow. Wow, 6 pages. Wow, Hannah's cramping. That was such great information. And it's also prevalent to how you open the question up. We all have problems. So how do you handle them? And that's what gets people to senior vice president, is hanging in there, solving problems. Every step like that donkey took on the dirt was you stepping up to another position in this business because you can handle the problems. And the higher you go, I remember this guy, I never forget a guy named Jim Boyd. He said something that's so instrumental in my life in my first network marketing company. He said, the higher up the flagpole you go, the more your rear end's exposed. And it's so true. The problem is you got to expose yourself. There's no way around it to be successful in this business without exposing yourself. So let's give her some more love. Let's show Miss, my God, that was good. Wow, wow, wow. Look at Mr. Peon. Look at that. Wow, wow. Man, that was a lot of love. That was a lot of thought went in this. And I tell you what, I've got to sit back. Who was that? Mr. Culver says his hand is, because he's taking so many notes, and I'm still over regurgitating what I heard. And I'm gonna sit back and go back over my notes today and go back over, because this is a lot of good stuff today. Did you guys enjoy it? Show of hands. How many guys really got a lot out of it? Show of hands. Come on. All right, let's show her one more time. Much we appreciate her. Man, this was good stuff. Thank you. What a way to start off the month of November, the first presentation in November. And here we have Miss Ismail. Did a fantastic job. I know her husband's out there watching. I hope he's pulled over at the store right now, but what a great call this was. Tonight at 6 o'clock is is our power hour. 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock tonight, 1 hour. Come on back, bring